Can you get sued for selling food from home? Well, you might want to watch this video. All right, so welcome back to Marketing Food Online. It is Damian Roberti, and in this video, I'm actually going to cover a topic that a lot of home-based food business entrepreneurs for their first time and getting up and running are very unaware of, is that you can actually get sued for selling food from home. Well, how does that work exactly, Damian? What do you mean I could get sued? Well, number one, you can get sued if someone gets sick from eating a food product that you have created. If they get ill and they have to go to the hospital and they incur a lot of other fees, they can turn around and actually sue you. But what's interesting is that a lot of cottage food laws throughout the states allow people to sell all types of foods, but they don't require you to have insurance and they don't require you to create an LLC. Those are the two things that you need to do in order to protect yourself when you're starting a home-based food business. The other thing is that if you're improperly labeling your food product and there happens to be an ingredient in there and a customer has an allergic reaction to it, that is also something that could bring a lawsuit to you. Now, what are the ramifications of a lawsuit, Damian, if I have a cottage food business from home? Well, you could lose your house. You could lose everything you personally own, all of your property, including your cars, depending upon the severity of the situation, and of course, the legalities. Now, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not going to give you legal advice, but I can definitely tell you and guarantee that if you don't have some layer of protection, having just a cottage food business, and in some states that require just a license, those licenses do not protect you from the legalities of operating a food business. So, the first step, number one, you need to create an LLC. This is a limited liability corporation. This type of a filing is not a business license, by the way. This is a actual legal entity that you can create a legal entity status to protect your food business from. But the LLC, you can actually do it online. You can actually do it for free with just the simple state fee filing. By the way, check down below in the description. Everything I'm talking about, you'll have some additional resources down in the descriptions. Check those things out and make sure that you get yourself protected. But the LLC will actually create a layer of protection, which is limiting your personal assets and personal liabilities based on your business liabilities. So, and all in all said, a limited liability will allow your company, your home-based cottage food business, to absorb any legal issues that would come up, and you personally wouldn't be held responsible or liable. Number two, get a food business policy. Policies that are dedicated specifically to your small food business. They also give you another layer of protection because in case there is anything that happens, it pops up just like any other insurance policy. A food business insurance policy will do that for you. Now, there are companies, believe it or not, that actually do write policies for home-based food businesses. You don't have to be in a commercial setting. You don't have to be a restaurant. You don't have to be a food truck. But even an online business that is selling food, you don't have to be that as well. You can literally be just a cottage food operator and get that layer of protection. These two things combined will separate you and your personal belongings and your personal property from your actual business entity itself. The other thing you need to think of also is to make sure that if you're going to operate a cottage food business, that if you live in a neighborhood that has an HOA, a homeowners association, check with them and find out specifically what you need to do in order to operate your food business to make it legal. Many people who start food businesses from home think that the insurance policy they have for their home or their house is going to cover any type of business that they operate. That's normally not always the case. So you need to make sure that you have a separate entity like an LLC and a separate insurance policy that has nothing to do with your home or even your car or anything that you own. That policy will be specifically geared towards protecting your business. Now, Damian, if I were to get sued, how does that work? Well, those insurance policies and the LLC would be the actual two main things that would protect anything that you own and would allow you to continue to operate your business because the insurance policy would take care of any of those situations that come up, like hospital bills or loss of work if the person gets sick and it is a product that you made or a product that was mislabeled and you didn't put a proper label on the product and you sold it at a farmer's market, it comes back to you. So all in all, to keep this short video, you want to just make sure that you have these two things in place because that will prevent you from getting sued from selling food from your home. So if you have any questions on how this actually works, let us know down in the comment section. This was a short, sweet, and to the point video, but it was a question we had from one of our subscribers, and I definitely wanted to answer it for you guys. But be sure that you guys take it seriously. When you're beginning a food business from home, it is not a hobby. It shouldn't be looked at as a hobby or something you just do on the side, because the potential with food products is that people can get sick and ill. If you're selling other types of products like laptops and cameras and such, obviously they're not consuming those things. So the risk is much higher for something that could potentially pop up when you start making a food product from home. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you do. And as always, ask us questions down below. We love our comments from you guys, our subscribers. And check out our other channels. We have a food truck channel now. We have a second marketing food. And then we have a cottage food. Cottage Food Laws, actually, is the name of the channel. We have 3 other new channels that we're putting up. And I'll see you guys on our next video.